Now we are starting here with the class 7, first chapter, integers. You must have studied in class 6 about the natural numbers. So the first topic of the discussion is natural numbers. As you all know that the natural numbers starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. It is noted, the set of the natural numbers is notated by capital N. The next is whole numbers. Now the next is whole numbers. These are also a type of natural numbers, but they include 0 in their sets. So their number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. And the whole number is notated by the capital letter W. From these natural numbers and whole numbers, the integers came into the existence, which can be plotted on a real line. So integers are those which are a type of natural numbers with having positive and negative sign both, and the set is notated like this: 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3 and so on. Integers are notated by the capital letter Z. These integers are nothing, they are plotted on the real line. These are the integers which are plotted on the real line, and the plus notate here the numbers plus 1, plus 2, plus 3 and so on. Here this minus 1 is plotted over here, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. This is nothing, this is a real line. Real line. This line is called real line, or I think you should know, already known about it, that is also called a number line. Now the integers are divided into the two sections. That is the positive integers and negative integers. Negative integers. All the natural numbers which are having, that is basically the natural numbers which are having the positive sign, that is plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 and so on. Various natural number, they all are having a plus sign, they are called to be positive integers, while the negative integers are those natural numbers which are having the negative sign, minus 4 and so on. And 0 itself is an integer. 0 integer itself is a single integer which is taken as a whole number, but it's a 0 integer. Okay, so these positive and the negative integers, if are having the absolute value, the next topic we have a discussion, that is the absolute value. Absolute value means that for you there's nothing means for the sign. Okay, you are just dealing out with the values. Just suppose you have minus 28 in these two parallel brackets. Just see, these are the two parallel brackets. This is known as modulus. So it came to be 28. If I write 49 in these two parallel lines, again it will come 49. Whenever your number is enclosed within these two parallel lines with any of the sign, the sign doesn't matter to you. You are only dealing out with the numbers given. This is known as the absolute value. Additive inverse. Additive inverse, integers have this a very important property, that is additive inverse. A plus minus of a get added 0. 0 basically here is an identity element. You are going to study this in a further elaboration topic when you reach to the class 8. We are discussing over here only this much. For example, suppose I have given you find additive inverse of minus 3. So what you are going to add? If you add a plus 3 over here, you will get a 0. It means plus 3 is the additive inverse of this question. So what you have to do? Find out the additive inverse. Find out the additive inverse. So minus 3 has the additive inverse to be plus 3, because if it's get added over here, you will get 0. This is the way you are going to find out the additive inverse. In simple example, you can say any number given to you, you will add with its opposite sign. Suppose you are given with the minus 4, you will add a plus 4 over here to get a 0. If you get a 5, you have to add minus 5 over here to get a 0. Whatever the number it is given to you, you will add with the opposite sign of that number. This is the additive inverse. And the way of writing is minus 5 is the additive inverse of 5. This is the way you are going to write in the writing. Now we will discuss the properties including the integers. That is, the first property is the commutative property. Commutative property. The commutative property holds with the relation that whenever you are going to add the two integers, again you will get the other two integers. For an example, I have given minus 3 plus 5. So this equal to 5 plus minus 3. So for the commutative property, I have taken an example. I have taken minus 3 plus 5, that is a minus 3 is a negative integer, added with the 5, that is a positive integer, and is equal to 5 plus minus 3. Okay, if you add them, that is minus 3 plus 5 give you 2. Okay, equal to 5 plus minus 5 minus 3 give you 2. This is the way is the commutative property holds. Before understanding these properties, you should know some sign rules, and these are very important sign rules. You should know about it. That is this first sign rule: if you multiply plus with the plus sign, you will get a plus. If you multiply minus with the minus sign, you will get a plus. If you multiply plus with the negative sign, you will get a minus. And if you multiply minus with the plus sign, you will get a minus. These are the sign rules has to be followed. That is a plus plus plus, minus minus plus, plus minus minus, and minus plus minus. So these are the rules which apply every here in the integers. That is over here also plus minus minus 5 minus 3 give you 2. Minus 3 plus 5 give you 2. This is a commutative property hold for the integers. Now the next property is associative property. Associative property holds with 3 elements in your working. Okay, 3 elements. You need an associative property to be hold for the 3 elements. For example, I have taken minus 2 plus in a bracket 5 minus, suppose 5 plus 4 is equal to minus 2 plus 5 plus 4. Now you have to show that these taking elements are equal. How you are going to do this? Minus 2 plus, solve for the bracket first, 5 plus 4, 9 is equal to, solve the bracket first, minus 2 plus 5 give you 3. Since the element 5 is bigger, so we will use the sign which is against the 5, that is the plus sign, plus 3 plus 4. 9 minus 2 give you 7. As the 9 is the largest number, greatest number, so it also have a plus sign. Here 3 plus 4 give you 7. You can see that it holds with the associative property. So this is a commutative property and other is the associative property. The next property is identity element. Identity element. Identity element or additive identity. Identity means to maintain your purity, your personal. So whenever you are going to add any of the element, the 0, it maintains the identity of that element. For example, we have taken minus 5. If I add a 0 over here, again I will get a minus 5. Suppose I have taken 7. To maintain its identity, I will add 0 and again I will get 7. So who will be here is the main person. The main over here element is the main person who works over here is, that is the 0. This 0. So here the additive identity is nothing, is the 0 is the identity element. Or you can call that as a additive identity. Additive is, why it's called additive? Because it is getting added over here. Now the next property is additive inverse. Additive inverse. To any of the element, if you add the element of its opposite sign, that is any of the element, if you add the element of its opposite sign is called the additive inverse. For example, I have given you the plus 3. So if you add a minus 3 over here, you will get a 0. That is, your job is to find out the 0 element over here. So if I given you the plus 3, you will add a minus 3 over here. If I given you 7, minus 7, what you are going to add? The plus 7 over here, that will give you 0. It means over here, that is 3. I given you 3, and who is the additive inverse? Minus 3. So how you are going to write the answer? Minus 3 is the additive inverse of, plus 3 of plus 3. Similarly, for the minus 7, we are going to write plus 7. So plus 7 is the additive inverse of, of minus 7. These are all the 4 properties you have to remember to conduct with your exercise first exercise. Now we will discuss the exercise 1.1. The first question is, you have to find out the additive inverse. This is a very simple question. Additive inverse of minus 103. So what you are going to add? If it's a minus 103, so what you are going to add? Plus 103, which give you 0. It means plus 103 is the additive inverse of minus 103. Minus 103. This is the answer. Now the next type of question is find the value. Find the value of 5 minus 9. As I had told you in the explanation of this chapter, that is whenever you are having a modulus sign, you are going to deal out with only with the absolute value. So first what you have to do in this modulus value, that is an absolute value, these two parallel lines, 5 minus 9. 5 minus 9. Okay. This 5 minus 9, that is 5 minus 9 give you 4. Which element is the largest? That is 9. And 9 has a sign to be with minus. As I have told you, that is the modulus, that is this two parallel lines only give you, only work with the absolute value. Doesn't work with the signs. So the absolute value over here is 4. Now we will discuss the question number 5, which is given sum of two integers is 45. If one of them is 21, find the other. So to find out that unknown integer, let that integer be x. So x plus 21 is equals to 45. It is given sum of the two integers, that is x that integer, one of them is 21, that is 121 is equals to 45. So x is equals to 45, and this will come onto this side and sign will change. You have a plus sign, so it will change this into the minus sign. 45 minus 21, that is 24. That integer is x is equals to 24. This is your answer. Question number 7, in which you have to insert the sign that is equal to, less than, and greater than sign. Okay, this is less than sign and this is a greater than sign, and equal, I think you should know, greater than sign. Now we will discuss the question on the same, based on the same. That is, the first part is minus 5 plus 5, 8 plus minus 8. So you have, there is a blank over here. What do you have to put? Now the element having a minus 5 plus 5, you can see they will subtract with each other, because plus minus, you are getting the minus sign, that is they subtract with each other. So when they subtract with each other, you will get a 0. And again you have 8 plus minus, you already knows that is the element get multiply, that the sign will get multiply with each other, the plus minus minus. So 8 minus 8 again give you 0, as they both are equal with each other, they have an equal sign. The next question is minus 15 plus, in a bracket, minus 15 blank minus 15 minus, in a bracket, minus 15. Now this is a question where you are going to apply the sign rule also. How you are going to solve? This is minus 15. I already told you that plus minus, first you have to multiply the sign, plus minus minus 15. A blank, copy minus 15 over here, minus minus plus 15. Now minus 15 minus 15 give you the plus sign, and you have to add these two numbers. So minus 30, and this will be 0. We have a minus 30 over here and 0. So minus 30 is on a real number of line. you can have a minus 30. That is, minus 30 is a very small number as compared to the 0. So it means minus 30 is less than 0. You have to put a less than sign over here. Now the next question is question number 10. The question is subtract minus 3 from 11 and 11 from minus 3. This is a question. Okay. A number which is after from, it is taken to be at a first position, and a number which is before the from is taken to be at a second position. While here also a number which is after from, it is taken to be at a first position, and a number which is before from, it is taken to be at a second position. So now we are going to deal out with this. Subtract minus 3 from 11. So put a 11 minus from minus 3. Now you have to apply a sign rule over here. That is 11 minus minus plus 3 give you 14. Now deal out with the second thing. That is minus 3 minus 11. That comes to be minus 3 minus 11. Minus and minus, you have to add them. That is minus 14. The minus sign will be put for the number which is the greatest, that is minus 14. You can see here that is 11 minus of minus 3 is not equal to minus 3 of minus 11. You can see over here that this portion, that is the first portion which is given to you, that is 11 minus 3, and minus 3 of subtracted from minus 11, that is you are getting 14, and minus 14, they are not equal to each other. So what they are? This is you are getting 14 and this is you are getting minus 14. As it has a positive sign, so it must be greater than minus 14.